Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside smokiness. So good. If you haven't picked up any of my teas, go check them out over at darkmoonteas.com or JCristina.com. Either which way, check them out. You wanted them? There they are. So today's going to be an interesting day. Today is going to be a Canon day, but we're going to talk about their volcano that has been erupting in the news as of late. And of course that is their R5, R6 too, but the R5 has really been getting a lot of negative press based on overheating. Okay, when they're recording at 4K or 8K for extended period of time, we end up with some type of overheating that happens. And now Canon is reducing the amount of time that you can record based on that overheating issue. Now, today we're going to be talking about this, but also about a company that says that they can fix this. If Canon won't fix it, they're going to fix it. So we're going to get into that in just a second. But before we do, don't forget to pick up my ebook. If you haven't picked it up yet, 10 tips at making tack sharp images. There's something in there for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're an amateur or a professional, there's something there for anyone and everyone. Go check it out. JCristina.com/ebook. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. Pick it up. It's free. So, now there was a patent that was discovered that Canon put out that kind of foretold this problem of overheating. Now, we've talked about this before the R5 came out. What did we say? We said if those specs were correct, this thing is going to combust, all right? You go back to all the videos that I did about this. This is basically what I said. The bane of all mirrorless cameras as they get smaller and smaller and smaller, and they do more and more and more, and the processing becomes more and more and more. Also, what happens is you get a crazy amount of heat that cannot be dissipated, right? And I've always said, unlike Canon C series that has a fan built in, and it has the inlet and an exhaust to pull cool air in, blow it over the sensor, and blow it out, all right? If you don't have that, you're going to end up with overheating issues. I don't care what company is making these cameras. That's why Panasonic in their S line, why did they put a fan in it? Because it's going to overheat if they don't. Yes, you have to sacrifice things like really good weather seal because you have to have an exhaust. There has to be an inlet. Okay, where you have an exhaust, where you have an inlet, you have a possibility of getting moisture into the unit. That's just it. There's always trade-offs. There's a give and take. You can't have your cake and eat it too, generally. Anyways, this patent, let me see here. It's patent number 2019-186871. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to this most likely in the comment area. Go ahead and take a look at it. You read it. Some of you people are smarter than I am. Look at it. Tell me what you think about this. Now looking at this patent, as you can see here, there is an inlet and an exhaust. And they are built into an EF to RF adapter. All right, so it's not built into the camera itself. It's basically an adapter that has this cooling property or potential to it. And as you can see here in the image, it has an inlet, which is on the bottom of that EF to RF adapter, and then it has the exhaust coming out the top. Now, is that great the way it's designed? I don't know. But the way they're doing it is in that adapter. Now, does that mean that in the future, are they going to build this type of system into their camera bodies? That is going to be the next question that I would have, all right? Now, when I look at this, I think to myself, wouldn't it be better if you would build the inlet and the exhaust, let's say on the left side and the right side instead of top and bottom? Now we know heat rises, so the top would be the optimal place to have the exhaust. But remember, anything that's at the top, whenever it's raining or there's any kind of moisture that's coming in through the air, it could be snow, it could be rain or whatever that's coming down, it's more, let's say, likely to fall into a top-facing inlet or outlet. correct? So yes, it would be better to have it there at the top, but I think that it would probably make more sense if you had it on the left and the right hand side, because it would be harder for rain and whatnot to fall into the camera. Okay, just my thoughts on it. But I do find it fascinating that they thought about this in 2019. All right, it goes back to what we were saying. This will be a problem, and it is a problem. All right, heat is an issue, and they have to figure out how to dissipate it. And if they don't put a fan in it,
power to American industry,
it's going to be very difficult to get the heat out. Okay, if you don't have an inlet and you don't have an exhaust, it's very difficult to get the heat out. These cameras will heat up. And when they say, oh, we make the body out of magnesium alloy, well, no crap, right? But that's not enough. Yes, that magnesium alloy will dissipate heat a lot better than plastic will. Certainly, plastic is an insulator, okay? But I don't know. Let me go into this party that says that they have this all figured out. And if Canon is not going to cool their camera, basically they're going to cool it for Canon. Now the company is called Tilta, I guess, Tilta. It's a company that creates like rigs and whatnot. Let me bring up their website so you can see it. You see all these people standing around with all these different rigs and whatnot. Well, that's what this company does. It creates, like, let's say, parts that go onto cameras to make them better. All right. Now, one of these parts that they are coming out with is this. Now, when you look at this unit, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool, right? That just snaps onto the back of an R5. Now look at this brochure. It says brand new cooling module, ultra thin design, instant temperature reduction, maximum temperature reduction to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And now if you look at this, what does it look like? It looks basically like a fan that you would see in your computer. You see a really cool heat sink. I don't see any type of way that there's a motor that's connected. So chances are this little chip down here where it says cooling chip in here, it probably has a magnetic connection to that fan that makes that fan spin. All right. You have, it looks like a piece of copper or whatnot. This all looks good, but I don't know about you guys, but I have to call BS on this one. All right. Why? Well, look at this other brochure here. Now it's obvious to see here that this is a unit that snaps onto the back of the camera. So you would have to move your touch screen over to the side and then snap it on inside that area. Okay. The problem that we see here is, like I said a moment ago, magnesium alloy dissipates heat, plastic doesn't. What is behind that touch panel? Anyone can guess? It's plastic. All right. So you're taking this heat sink, all this like amazing contraption, and sticking it onto the back of the camera where there's plastic. There's absolutely, that I can see. Now, maybe some of you people are just engineers and you can figure this out. Now, I'm not sure if this unit is going to blow cool air towards the camera or suck the heat away from the camera. Most likely it's going to be sucking the heat away. But no matter how you look at it, all right, you have this piece of copper, let's call it plate, that's going to be butted right against the plastic. The plastic does not transfer heat very well, whereas the copper does. So how much heat is really going to be sucked through that plastic? Not a lot, guys. Not a lot. I don't get it here. Like I said, if there's someone there that just gets this a little bit better than me, then please let me know. When I look at this, I just have to call BS, because building computers for many years, I understand heat transfer. I understand piping, copper piping, and how to move heat around, okay? It doesn't matter if it's on a CPU or if it's on a GPU, no matter where it is, there has to be some type of connection, usually copper to copper with some type of grease in between, something that will actually help move or transfer the heat from one plate to the other plate and then cool that back plate. Hence, pulling that heat away from where you don't want it, okay? So it makes sense, but like I said, if you connect this to a piece of plastic, It basically will do absolutely nothing. In my personal opinion, I could be wrong, but the numbers that they have here are like crazy. They say the module max temperature reduction is 76 degrees Fahrenheit, reduces temperature to 59 degrees Fahrenheit within 1 minute. Maximum temperature reduction of 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, these numbers are just like, to me, it looks like if it's a joke, but obviously it's not a joke. This is real deal. So if this can actually do it, they have a multi-million-dollar product here like that. But if this is not the case, and Canon does come out with that RF to EF adapter that has that cooling unit built into it. And even if there's no fan inside that adapter, it's just basically an exhaust and an inlet for cool air and for hot air to be able to dissipate out. That will help a lot, guys. A lot. Guaranteed 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20 degrees, because it's going to be piping that out of the unit. Okay? That just makes sense to me. Now, I personally think, just like I said months ago, Canon should have put a fan into this unit. If they want to make a unit that is just so robust when it comes to video, you have to cool it down, just like Panasonic did. Okay? You have to cool it down. It's not like Canon doesn't know this. Their C-Series has, since day one, from the C100, has always had a sensor cooling system. It's had a fan in it with an inlet and an exhaust. Period. All right? And that's why we use it for high-end video production, because you don't have to worry about overheating ever. Doesn't matter if you're doing 1080p or if you're doing 4K, if you're recording for 4 hours, I don't care. It's not going to overheat because it's constantly being cooled. But back to the beginning, full circle, there has to be sacrifices. And the sacrifice here would have to be weather sealing, weather resistance. That's just it. You have to have a means to get the heat out, okay? And to try, like these people, try to cool a piece of plastic from behind the camera that, think about it, the sensor wasn't originally ducted to, let's say, even heat up that area of the camera. So you're cooling an area that's never even been, let's say, thought of to duct heat to. It's just kind of stupid. All right. In my opinion, like I said, I could be 100% wrong here. And if these guys watch what I'm saying here, they're like, hey, you know, this works. I would love to see one and test it out, because I will eat my hat and I'll tell you that this thing absolutely works. But I just don't see it, guys. And like I said, if you do, please let me know. Anyways, those are my thoughts here today with this brand new, let's call it brand new patent from 2019 that I want you guys to check out, and let me know what you guys think about that patent. Also, what do you think about this Tilta company and this product specifically made to cool the R5? Do you think that it's a possibility? Do you think that it can work the way it shows on its brochures or not? Anyways, guys, that's it for me this Monday morning. I thank you for being here. If you need to clean your sensor, like most of us do, doesn't matter if it's a DSLR or if it's a mirrorless. Mirrorless today get dirtier than DSLRs. Why? Because you pull the lens off and there's no flippy in there, nothing to block off the sensor, and you pull the lens off and you can see the sensor. All right. So what happens? That sensor acts like a magnet and just sucks everything into it. And then later on, when you're taking pictures, you go into post-production and you see that there's like little dots in your sky all over the place. What is that? It's debris. It's junk. All right. If that is the case, most likely it is with your camera or cameras, you need to clean your sensor. Don't go send it away for $100. It's not necessary. I came up with the Aurora Camera Care sensor cleaning, as well as lens cleaning. This right here is just sensor cleaning. This is for full frame. I made them for full frame, APS-C, and micro 4/3. They come like this, all right? There is 5 of these sets in each one of these bundles, All right, 5. That means you can clean your camera sensor 5 times. You have a wet and you have a dry. Some other companies will give you a bunch of these things and they'll give you a bunch of liquid and you're like, yeah, put 10 drops or 5 drops. How many drops do you put? You don't even know. It's just a hot mess. I got rid of all that. These are vacuum sealed in a clean room, and the wet already have the exact amount of liquid that's needed in them already. So you have the exact amount every single time. There's no guessing. And then the dry, you go over it after you clean with the wet to take off any kind of residue. Very, very simple. You have one wet, and then you grab a dry, you go over it with the wet, then you go over it with the dry, and you're done. Literally within a couple of minutes, you have a spotless sensor. Once again, it doesn't matter if it's a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, it works just the same. And there's one specific to the camera. Like I said, full frame, APS-C, or micro Four Thirds. There's one specifically for you. So check them out over at my website, JCristina.com. You can use promo code YT20. Anything that you put into your shopping cart, you're going to get 20% off. Also, if you would rather pick them up over at B&H Photo and Video, you can buy them there. You can pick them up on Amazon, wherever. Mom and pop shops all over the place. You'll see that's what they look like. All right, different colors for different sensor sizes. Anyways, guys, if you've enjoyed the content, please throw it a big thumbs up. That would be very helpful. It would help me, help the channel. It would help the YouTube gods to decide that this video is worth showing. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, smash that subscribe button so you can get all my content when it becomes available, and click the bell icon somewhere right around here so when it is available, you will be notified of it. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.